All right, welcome to the party. We got some new people on here. This is actually the first zero to a million that I've invited the big community to. So this is something that we've been doing for 8 weeks, and this has only been part of the school community. Have watched the progress of us starting this cleaning company from zero over the last 8 weeks, and this is the first week that I've actually decided to share this meeting with the people from the building $1 million business community as well. So that this meeting is going to get a little bigger today. So for everyone who's been on here for the last 8 weeks, thank you guys for always being consistent, always showing up, and make sure that you guys make some new friends. Make friends with the people who this is their first time on here. They probably don't know who I am. Maybe from the group, they don't know who you guys are for sure. And so let them know that we're real people with real cleaning businesses, and we're not here to what did Stanley say last week? Just try to milk them for all their money, whatever it is. Somebody from the building in our Facebook group really wanted my help, and I was busy because that's what happens when you run two businesses and you also do live trainings for other people for free. And he really wanted my time, and I wasn't giving him any time, and then he got mad at me. I had to block him because I don't know why he actually got mad at me, but he did. So with that being said, there's no reason to get mad, guys. There's no reason to get upset. Okay. Let's all be happy. Let's sing Kumbaya. All right. Anyway, with that being said, this is your first time on here. Again, use the chat. This is how you get value. Is you use the chat. You have your videos on, like Billionaire Queen. She's got her chat on. She got her face on. It's good to see. You guys want to make friends? Make sure you guys put your cameras on. Engage in the chat. Okay. Make some friends. Everybody in here is a cleaning business owner. These people in here can be your resources. They can help you get to where you want to go. A lot of them have already solved the problems you have in your businesses, and they've solved it multiple times. And they can be a resource for you. These are your peers. These are your friends. Treat them as such. Okay? Cool. All right. So that being said, a couple housekeeping things while people get on here. People are rolling on here late. People are rolling on here. You guys are the early ones, so thank you guys. We'll let the late people be on time, as I'm going to talk for just a couple of minutes here. If you guys are not in the masterclass, James is my assistant, who is Mr. Consistent. He's on all these meetings. He's going to drop the link to the masterclass. The masterclass is for free, and I honestly just updated the masterclass. I gave everybody access to masterclass 2.0, which up to this point has only been for those people who were at the school community. And as of last Friday, I think is what it was, I gave access to masterclass 2.0 to everybody. The reason why is because masterclass 2.0 is just so much better than 1.0. 1.0 is outdated, and people need 2.0. And I've actually just made the school community even better than I've kept increasing the school community's value. That eventually I felt good enough about to give masterclass 2.0 away for free to the public without asking for anything. So James dropped the link for masterclass 2.0. It's all for free. And in there, you'll literally get all the systems and processes, everything you need in order to grow a $1 million cleaning business from zero. So, which is what we're going to be talking about today. Okay. And if you guys stay, and you guys are excited, like, hey, I want to be part of this community. I want to use the same systems, Logan, you're using, and people like Lucas and Marie and Alyssa and whoever else is on here. If you guys are using the systems, comment down below. Janisa, if you guys are using this same system to grow your businesses, comment down below. So if anyone else is interested in actually using the proper systems and actually the coaching to go with it to help you implement it and a part of a community that's all doing the same thing, I will share with you how to do it at the end. And guess what? It's also for free. Okay? You don't have to pay me a single dollar. So, pretty cool. Now, let's actually dive in to this meeting, which we've been doing now for 8 weeks. It's the 9th week of us starting our second location. So, little history for everyone who's on here. We started this Facebook group in 2023, beginning of 2023, and we were documenting our journey of growing our first cleaning business to $1 million. At the time, we were doing about $45,000 a month, and we literally just shared our journey as we grew our first cleaning business to over $100,000 per month, and that business still does over $100,000 per month. And we were able to actually put one of our cleaners, who then moved into a sales position, then moved into the recruiter position, into the general manager position, and now she runs that location, which gave me and Katie, my wife, the opportunity to start another location. In this second location, we started in a totally different state. a totally different market. And we started with 0 clients. And now we have now grown this thing over the last 8 weeks to what I will show you today. So I'm going to share my screen with you guys here, and we're going to go over our vision meeting. So if you guys have not seen the vision sheet to the vision meeting, then you definitely need to get into Masterclass 2.0 so you can learn how to run your business based on data rather than on how you feel. So what we're going to do today is I'm going to show you guys the data of our cleaning business over the last week. Okay? So last week, we have our job ticket hours. Last week, we did 111 job ticket hours, which was double of what we did the week before, which is pretty cool. So you can see the week before that, we did 55. Before that, we did 58. The week before that, we did 64. We've kind of been hovering around there in that 58 mark. And then the last week, we finally had a good breakthrough. Our cleaning average hours jumped from 14 to 22. So that was exciting. And we have 5 total cleaners. So as you guys can see here, as far as goals are concerned, look at this. Our first goal is to hit $20,000 per month. We need 100 job ticket hours to do that. And last week we did 111. That's good. We needed our average cleaner hours to be 20. And last week we did 22. That's good. Number of cleaners, we needed 5, and we have 5. Also good. Okay, so we're making progress. Now let's go down here. Monthly revenue. So monthly revenue, this honestly, if you look at the data down here, this is from 4/9 to 5/5. So this is actually only, 4 days of data. So that's why the monthly revenue is actually 29.30. But we actually ended April. Actually, I will just show you guys this. So for April, we ended the month. Let's see what we ended the month with. We ended the month $14,327. So that's what the business did in its first full month. And in the second month, we did $14,327. So not bad. Last week's revenue, $4,555. And so if we look at our goal here, our goal is 4615. So I would consider that a yes. I would consider that a yes. We all pretty much, we just do that 4 months in a row, and we will hit our $20,000 a month goal for sure. Revenue per clean, our revenue per clean actually was down. So you can see we did 175 versus the goal is 238. And then weekly total cleans, we did 26 total cleans last week when our goal is 19. So outside of the revenue per clean, we pretty much hit all those goals, which was pretty cool. So last week was a good week. Exciting. All right. So from last week, out of that $4,500, $3,000 of that was initial clean revenue, and then $1,500 of it was reoccurring revenue. So if you guys are new here, reoccurring revenue, everyone understands that. It's when you have clients who are on weekly, bi-weekly, every 4-week cadences. Everyone understands that, right? Reoccurring client revenue, however, are people who are not on those recurring subscriptions, but are clients who buy occasionally. So you could have a client who's not on a recurring subscription, but they buy a second clean. That would be a reoccurring client. You guys do Airbnb cleans. We classify these Airbnb cleans under reoccurring clients. Okay. Also, these could also be if you have like a property manager who you do like move out cleans for, and they give you cleans consistently. You can also consider them reoccurring clients as well. So that's the difference between reoccurring and recurring. We had $1,500, which is actually really exciting, considering that we're not even 8 weeks old, or this is our 9th week, and we're starting to get some of that reoccurring to build up. So that's really cool. Outstanding invoices, 885, less than 7 days, and then 125, less than 7 days, or excuse me, we have $885 outstanding over less than 7 days, and then a 125 over 7 days. So cool. All right, marketing. Let's talk about marketing. Everyone wants to know marketing. So last week we spent $487 on Google local services. We spent $489 on Facebook ads, which means we spent almost $1,000 combined. So again, for 2 weeks in a row now, we've spent a lot of money on Google local services. From Facebook, we got 51 leads. 51 leads from Facebook. It's quite a few. And Google, we only got 7. So you can see our cost per lead. Would you rather spend $500 and get 50 leads, or $500 and get 7 leads? What do you guys choose? Yeah, I might have to turn the LSA down a little bit. They just the lead cost we're getting from Facebook is just it's hard to beat. And then the Facebook group. So I've been sharing this with you guys for the last couple of weeks, but we have now experimented with actually going to Facebook groups, like local Facebook groups, and not just being like everybody else does, where when someone says, "Hey, I'm looking for a cleaner," and everyone posts their business in there. But I actually went to the admin of the group and I said, "Hey, can I give you money and actually make a post inside your Facebook group?" And that's working really, really well. Actually, for the 2 Facebook groups I'm in, I spent $200 combined for the entire month. And yeah, I mean, even if I just got 10 leads in a week, that would be $20. But as you guys can see, if you look back over historical data, like last week, we also got 6 leads, so that's 16 total. And then the week before that, we did 7, so that's 23 total. And then the week before that, 5, so that's 28 total. So 28, I think that was maybe the first week. 28, yeah, so that was the first week we did it. So we spent $200 to get 28 leads. Let's do the math on that. $200 to get 28 leads. That means we're spending $7 to get a lead. That's pretty good. It's pretty good. And most of those people honestly convert into clients as well. Anyway, 1 missed call lead, 4 homepage leads, 6 incoming call leads, and 1 referral. So we had 83 leads last week, and our cost per lead combined between everything, $11.77. So you can do some damage when you're getting $11 leads. Alrighty, let's talk about sales. So sales last week, outgoing calls made, I made 235. Katie made 36. So actually, this is the highest that Katie's made, which is exciting. Incoming calls answered, 24. Incoming calls missed, 15. Quote calls scheduled. So I had 20 quote calls scheduled and 15 showed, and I performed 47. So this is where some of the new people might get confused here. So I want to just clarify this. So we have the ability that when people, when they give us their contact information, they have the ability to self-schedule. So they have the ability to self-schedule a phone call. And so when they're able to do that, when they do self-schedule, 20 of those people scheduled the call, and 15 of the people out of those 20 actually showed up and I talked to them. Okay. Now, the reason that you see this quote calls performed is higher is because out of those, although I performed 15 of those quote calls, I actually picked up the phone this 235 times, and I talked to 22 more people who I didn't have a phone call scheduled for. Like, they didn't have a phone call scheduled. I just called them, and they answered, and I sold them. Or I didn't sell them. Either way, right? I talked to them, and I gave them a quote. So out of those 235 phone calls I made, 22 of those people actually picked up. Okay, so that means altogether I performed 47 phone calls. And out of those 47 phone calls, 33 people bought. Okay, so this was one of my better weeks. It's actually my best week, in fact, by a long shot. So yeah, we had $7,000 of new revenue that was collected, and then out of new conversions, I talked to 8 people who were able to convert, and 4 of those converted, which was great. Total projected monthly revenue is $650. And then this is actually really exciting. Look at this. So that was just my numbers. And then Katie, you guys don't know who Katie is. Katie's my wife. She's also the one who's also she's also training right now. She's also doing a little bit of cleaning as well. But as we get down, you'll see the actually most exciting part of like this whole week is the lack of amount of cleaning that she actually did last week, which is really exciting. But she did 9 quote calls performed, and she closed 8. So altogether, we closed 40 new sales last week, which is definitely a PR. Considering the week before, if I had to show you guys the week before, which was also a PR, the week before we closed 20. The week before that, we closed 14. The week before that, we closed 14. The week before that, we closed 7. The week before that, we closed 7. The week before that, we closed 8. The week before that, we closed 8. The week before that, we closed 4. So you guys, that's all 9 weeks of data. And so literally in 1 week, we closed more than we did almost the entire 8 weeks before that. We closed 40 calls last week with 40 new sales. So I think the message to understand here is that the more you do, the better you get. And sometimes you just got to do more of it to get better at it. And we did both last week. We were able to get on a lot of phone calls. We did it at a very high rate, very efficient. And honestly, a lot of that comes to being inefficient before. So like if I look back at these numbers here, like the week before that, we closed at 40%, 25%. The week before that, we closed at 50%. The week before that, we closed at 36%. I closed 30%. Kate closed at 100%. So, yeah. So the more you do, the better you get. I'll leave it at that. So, okay. Client fulfillment. So again, last week we had 26 total cleans. We had 11 reoccurring. We have 11 reoccurring clients, 4 reoccurring clients. We had 16 new client cleans. We had 4 reoccurring cleans. And we had 6 reoccurring cleans. We got 9 Google reviews last week. That definitely is a PR, which is really cool. I'll kind of share a little bit more with that about how we're getting some Google reviews. Cleaner acquisition. We actually didn't spend any money on cleaners last week. We got 2 applicants. I did 4 prospect calls. I did 1 interview, 1 showed, 1 offered. And the reason that she hasn't accepted is because I told her that we couldn't get her in until the 20th of May. And that's because our trainer is also leaving this week, which is Katie. And so right now we have 2 people who Savannah is scheduled for sure, and then Karen, I just told her that if she needs to find another job between now and then, I totally understand it. But if you are available, I'll reach back out to you, and then we can get you training. We can get training started on May 20th. So that's what we have right now in the pipeline. For 5-star reviews, we have 39 reviews. First goal was 50. And this morning on our team meeting, all the cleaners were like, "We'll get 11 this week." And I was like, "Okay." They're very confident, and that's because they have a system that's obviously working. And so I'll share with you a little bit about our system that we actually have this in Masterclass 2.0 of what's called the word of mouth marketing campaign. And then I'll give you the updated version of what we're doing inside the word of mouth marketing campaign. But again, if you're not inside the masterclass, I share with you the word of mouth marketing campaign that you can definitely use to grow your Google reviews. Okay. Now, as far as cleaners go, I shared with you guys that this was our best week at 111 job ticket hours. And the most exciting part about this is that Katie only had 9 of those job ticket hours. Whereas if you look before, I think actually she's been kind of trailing down over the last couple of weeks. Let's just double check this here. Yeah, so last week she actually had 6. So it's been nice that she hasn't been getting a lot of job ticket hours. 9.5. Let's see. Yeah, 11.5. So it's been good. We've just been adding, I guess, more cleaners. Yeah, 22.5. So again, in the very beginning, she was working a lot. She was working 20+ hours a week. And so a lot of you guys who started your cleaning businesses, I'm sure you guys have experienced that. Like when you're first starting, like you were probably doing the majority of the cleaning, which we just didn't have a lot of hours that week at all. And now she's doing less and less. And then next week she will do 0 because she will not be here. So, but it's exciting to see that these cleaners are getting 22, 26, 25, 23. And these Ellie and Chinese, these were their first weeks of being outside of training, which is actually pretty cool. So, and then Navy's actually a contractor that we use. So she will only have a few hours. That basically like weekend stuff that we can't fill with our current staff, we'll give to her. But yeah, so we averaged 22 hours last week, 111 job ticket hours. Revenue per clean is down. This number will be something that we start to work on probably as we get into probably into May, into June. We'll start to increase our man-hour rate as our schedule starts to get full. Which this is the first week that like I look at the schedule and there's almost no spots. Like we have 2 spots I could fill, and I'll probably wait to fill them because not until Thursday. And yeah, so this is the first week that I'm actually feeling like we are in the advantage where we're not always running behind. We're not trying to fill last minute cleans. And so when you have the ability to say no to cleans, then you can say yes to bigger cleans. You can say yes to bigger prices, and like it doesn't really matter if people say yes or no because if they say no, it's like it's fine. Like, we already have the schedule full. So it's nice when you're able to truly come from a place of abundance rather than just always coming from behind, always coming from like I need to fill schedule, need to fill schedule, need to fill schedules. So that's exciting. And then correction cleans, yeah, we had a correction. I won't say this was a correction clean, this was a discount clean, and so this was actually an issue we had when we ran an offer. We ran a 4 hour a la carte clean offer, and I could tell from the text messages that this girl was like, she was just trying to get more and more and more, and yeah, our cleaner ended up staying an extra 3.5 hours, so she spent 7.5 hours at a home she was supposed to do for 4 hours, and I called this lady to tell her that we were going to give her the option if she wanted to pay for those extra hours or if she wanted us to leave. And she threatened me with a bad review if we were going to leave and charge her more money. And so I said, my reputation is more important to me than any sort of money. So I had the cleaner stay, and we basically just lost money on the clean because I wasn't willing to get a negative review. And so if anybody wants to hear that call, I'm actually going to put inside the school community so you guys can actually hear some of these interactions. I'm actually creating a folder called customer support where I have these type of calls where you have angry clients, you have crazy clients, and that way like, honestly, I'm making an internal training for my team. So like when they take this position that they know how to handle these situations, they know what to expect, and they just think like this is a normal part of dealing with people is that you're going to get angry people. Like 99% of people, let's say this, 96% of people are amazing humans. And the 4% of people are the ones who we remember. They're the Kendra McGee's. They're the crazies. They're the ones who threaten you. They're the ones who only think about themselves. They're very selfish. They're very self-centered. And, but they're always the ones who we remember. So I'm making a training for my team that I'm gonna put inside the school community for everybody else to be able to hear these and learn from these, and also just to recognize that you are not a bad person. Like sometimes, even though you're good in business, you're a good person. Like you're gonna deal with bad people, and it's okay. It's part of the game. So we had to reduce that to $185 discount. We ended up giving her. So here's what it is. Part of the game. We don't have any canceled reoccurring clients or canceled reoccurring clients. We gave away 4 $50 cleaning vouchers and then one $50 discount. And then I guess that we'd also put in here that 185. So just add this in here. So 185, that'd be $200. Yeah. So $400 in discounts that we gave away last week. So it's actually one of the higher numbers that we've seen, but part of the game, part of the game, part of the game. Okay. So that is Mesa 5-star cleaning. Again, this is our 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9th week in business. And yeah, so again, our first goal is to grow this thing to 20,000 a month. And as long as we're hitting $4,000 a week and we're doing 19 cleans at $238, and our cleaners, we have 5 cleaners working 20 hours a week, then we will get there. And so we had a good week last week, and our goal is to replicate it again. This week is, again, it's already full, and so right now I'm actually trying to fill schedules for next week. And if I can get ahead of the curve, I like the probability of us being able to continue to hit these numbers. And the reason that we're having to slow down a little bit on bringing on new cleaners is because our trainer, which is my wife Katie, she is leaving on Thursday to go to Peru for like 10 days till the following Sunday. She's going to go hike Machu Picchu. You guys have heard of that. Sounds exciting. And we were not able to put one of our current cleaners into the position of trainer before she left. And so we're honestly playing a little bit of game of a risk here that our 4 cleaners that we have outside of Katie will actually be reliable and show up, and they'll make it through for the next week and a half. So two of them I feel pretty confident with, and these latest 2, the jury is still out. The jury's still out on these other two. So really quickly, we could be put in a spot where we can't continue to grow because we don't have the cleaners, and we don't even have a trainer to be able to train new cleaners. So I would say that's one of the biggest weaknesses in this business right now, is that we don't have a trainer outside of Katie, and Katie is leaving, which means that we have no trainers, and so kind of sitting ducks at the moment. And even this morning, so our cleaner, who to add more insult to this cleaner right here, where Shy, full name Shanice, she stayed next to 3.5 hours. She ended up getting sick from that clean because there was so much dust, and she ended up having to go to the doctor to get some like nasal spray to basically clear her stuff out. But she was not able to clean today, so we actually had to rearrange our schedule today in order to make the cleans happen. And it goes to show you that you're just one cleaner away, either way, from like your business like continue to grow or your business declining, because cleaners, either they're there or they're not there. But the only way that this business grows is with cleaners. So I would say that it's a little bit of it was what I consider the weakest link in the business right now is we don't have a trainer, and so it's slowing down our ability to bring on new cleaners to continue to fill their schedules. So